That son of a bitch! Why, Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Damn Triple H! Damn his soul! You son of a bitch! Don't you hit her! Don't you hit her! You cost Austin the title! You bastard! He's gonna run in hell for what he did here tonight!
Jeff Hardy, bring it his A-game! Hardy! Go where he belongs here!
Let go! Hardy counted the pedigree! Hardy! Hardy hits! Jeff Hardy hits!
Hey!
Those holes better! One more time! One more time!
Alright guys, Jim Ross is going in for, unfortunately, brain surgery on August 12th of this year. The procedure will involve inserting a shunt to relieve pressure that has reportedly been building for some time on him. Damn. During that same conversation on his own podcast, JR also said the quiet part out loud while this surgery is happening, which is part of this story, is that his AEW contract expires this month and he doesn't know if another contract is coming for him. That news hits me harder than I expected because before Jim Ross was simply the legendary voice on my television calling matches like the Steve Austin versus Bret Hart, JR was, for me, the first wrestling personality I ever met in a meet and greet. I attended a wrestling sign-in event. Shout out to the Wrestling Universe in Queens. Amazing place. Hope you guys are well. It was the first time either of us had ever done anything like that. I didn't know the etiquette when it came to going to those events. I didn't even know what I was supposed to say. Didn't know whether I was allowed to have an actual conversation. I only knew that I wanted a photograph with the man whose voice had been the soundtrack of my childhood. But Jim Ross didn't treat the moment like a transaction. He asked us our names. He asked us how long we had been married. He made a little joke. He said, keep this one. This one looks like a good one. He was talking to me to, be right, do right by my wife. Then he shook both of our hands like we were old friends and not just nervous wrestling fans. It was a great moment. That photograph is still, it's on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out. It was a great core memory for me when it came to wrestling meet and greets, and it just allowed me, because of his first meetup, it made me want to go to more. It was the very first wrestling autograph I did. He signed my WrestleMania book, and JR made sure it wasn't just merely an autograph. It was about the moment, about the conversation. It was quick. It was still quick, but he made it memorable. It didn't feel like it was that short. That is the part of Jim Ross people don't talk about enough, and everybody remembers the legendary call, Stone Cold. But, and of course, this is the better one, the God Almighty and the Slobber Knocker. People remember the emotions he will bring for us when we watch the TV. They remember the Montreal. They remember Mick Foley being thrown from the top of the cell by The Undertaker. They remember Jim Ross making every major wrestling moment feel even more important than it already was. But not enough people talk about the man away from the commentary desk. There were no television cameras recording when JR spoke to my wife, obviously. There wasn't an audience watching. There was just the people that were there, and we weren't trying to create a viral moment out of it. It was just two completely different strangers standing in front of him. But yeah, by God, thank you, Chef Maku. Jim Ross was simply just kind. And now here we are. A man in his mid-70s is preparing to undergo brain surgery, which is a scary procedure, man. At the same time, he may also be approaching the end of his contract with the company that has not publicly confirmed whether it intends to bring him back. Those are two things that shouldn't have happened during the same month, unfortunately, but they are. Anyway, Jim Ross' health obviously comes first. His surgery and recovery are more important than any wrestling contract, but if his health allows it, AEW has another question to answer. Does Jim Ross receive a proper send-off? I don't mean a short tribute video buried in the middle of a go-home show. I mean a real moment. Give JR the opportunity to walk out to his music, let the audience stand and give him a standing ovation that he has earned over all these years through WCW and AEW. Let him sit at the desk one more time. Let him hand the headset over to on his own terms. Jim Ross has given professional wrestling more than 50 years of his life and his voice. He helped define how a generation of fans experience wrestling. He made historic matches feel immortal. And on a much smaller scale, he gave two nervous strangers that are wrestling fans at a signing table a memory they still talk about years later. The least this industry can give him is the opportunity to leave on his own terms. Whenever that day actually arrives, though. Because who knows what happens after this. But anyway, get well, JR, genuinely. Whatever happens with the AEW contract, I hope, regardless of that, I hope your surgery is successful. I hope the recovery goes smoothly. And when the time is right, I hope you receive your moment and your flowers. And I also hope AEW is smart enough to give it to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your favorite Jim Ross memory in the comments. And as always, if the T hit right, hit the like and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video.